Hi YouTube, how's it going? My name is Lonnie, dude. Another day, another Doyle. Bro carried my childhood. Ugh, that's how I got these huge muscles. What can I say, dude? I gotta shout out the Clips channel. Uploading here 10,000 times a day. So I gotta mention it so my efforts don't go unnoticed. If you go to lonniedos.com, dude, you can get a freaking cool lonniedos clothing item. Like a hat, a shirt, a mug. Really the likes. I got the hat right now. Swag. Alright, I think I tried to watch this video once before, and I got bored, I'll be honest. At least from what I remember. I don't know if it was boring, but it has 5 million views, and I have freaking since played Papa's game, so I'm interested a little bit in seeing what this is all freaking about, dude. The bizarre lore of Papa's games by Chupo. Tell me about Papa's secret money laundering schemes. There's no way that this man has 85 separate businesses for no reason. At least 40% of these franchises are just him trapping out the back or something. There's gotta be some money laundering going on. Let's get to the bottom of this, huh?
Everybody's trying to figure out how or why these games have the major
Honey, if I paid $50, would you wake up Robbie while holding the camera live? Yes, if that was possible, but I mean, he's across the country, but I mean, like, I would do my best.
I'd
probably call him if he didn't answer.
I believe
too bad.
I've found an inescapable rabbit hole.
Best I could do.
That all trickles down.
Papa's hole? Papa's inescapable rabbit hole? Hey, yo.
Monopoly, led by Papa.
I'll stop.
A criminal mastermind who single-handedly took control.
We
of
were actually right.
To his benefit. In this universe,
I love your friendship with Robbie, dude. Freaking, he's the homie, dude. We've known each other for a long time.
Dangerous.
Shout out to Robbie.
Or the most oblivious. This series takes place.
I gotta go back to Vegas. Back to the craft corner.
Now, the flipverse is a landmass of
nose to the brimstone.
It's large enough to have at least 3 time zones. I was initially considering the idea of the map being 1,000 by 1,000 miles.
Oh, this is where the Papa's franchise areas are?
Society with multiple towns, as every game tends to be in a different major location. A more similar comparison would be the largest island of Hawaii, for example, which would be slightly larger than 10,000 square miles.
This is as far as I got last time, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, Hawaii.
Each game is considered the
I don't even think it was real Hawaii. I love your relationship with Freddie Figglehorn. Thank you. Me and Matt, that guy, have no relationship. I did not have relations with that YouTuber.
Years before the first game, in the town of Tastyville, Papa Louie opened
We are two hot, young gentlemen in our separate rights, and we do not cross paths nor anything else.
Which leads us to November 6, 2006. Free Pizza Day has arrived. It's pretty nice of him to
And not everyone saw this as a business opportunity, but this guy. This guy.
But Louie and Roy have a ton of work to make up for it. And as a result, Louie makes sentient pizzas on accident. And as punishment, Louie, Roy, and over a dozen innocent customers are sent to Munchmore, a hell dimension which forces Louie to save all of his customers. At the end of this adventure, it's actually revealed that a sentient and evil onion named Sarge.
An evil onion? Okay, is the pizza one like the most important one? This seems really important. The Freezeria was just smoothies and shit. What up, purple guy? Hope you are well, dog.
The enemies with evil pepper in order to ruin Free Pizza Day for his mischievous reasons. Papa Louie then beats Sarge and then actually gives out the free pizzas as
hell yeah.
At the start of the game.
W Papa.
And probably regarded as
does he even have kids, or is he just named that?
Only lead to the rise of his power, but canonically his flip dead card. By the way, there's like a card series for like every character in these games. Papa Louie's reads, he's a lovable Italian chef who got his start selling delicious pizzas. He has a legion of fanatic customers who are willing to try anything Papa Louie has to offer.
Okay.
Whether it's free
I'm
pizza
following.
Parts or the keys to his latest
call me a
Papa
sheep,
Louie's
call me what you will. I'm on board so far, just like all of them.
In this series is probably 9 months later. In August 7th, 2000.
It's gonna be like a Charles Manson thing.
Roy a card and says, "Okay, good luck, bozo," and abandons him to solo the entire restaurant along with every single responsibility it holds for an undetermined amount of time. This includes cooking, serving, being in charge of the front, and probably pizza delivery still. But he's only paid in tips, and that is bad.
This looks like every pizza game I've ever played.
Receives all the gold medals in the pizzeria. During his time missing, Papa Louie is off doing stuff, I guess.
We don't know?
And wouldn't expand his empire further for another 3 years. 3 years later, December 6th, 2007. This is the legacy of Papa's Burgeria. In the neighboring town of Tastyville, in Burgerburg.
I'm not even sure if I'm still following, but I'm following so far. I don't know.
Rita/Marty find a golden ticket in their mail, which is also a map for a
Are these all
scavenger
different
hunt. When your
fathers?
character reaches the Burgeria, Louis makes his grand return with Roy, also being there, I guess. Who's running the pizzeria? Nobody knows.
Nobody.
Wacky
Perfect.
hijinks
What?
ensue. He gives you the
Goku
entire
from
restaurant.
Fortnite.
Maybe you own it now. Maybe you only work for him. It's not really explained. He just gives you the keys.
Big
You still get
mustache.
paid in tips. Still bad. May 20th, 2011. Papa's Taco Mia. Taking place in the
Yeah, this is where he started making up words. That's losing me. I am not following, but I am here for it.
far southwest of the
And
Flipverse,
yes,
Taco Dale. Louis still
as an
considers
improv master, I totally understand and am willing to continue forward.
restaurants as prizes. This time, the keys to the restaurant are given to whoever can win a taco eating
That is the
contest.
biggest taco
Mitch
in the
or
world.
Maggie end up winning the contest after
Where
hours
are your
and
fucking
hours and
noses?
hours of painful taco consumption. This is revealed where the trophy is actually ownership to the taco meal. Otherwise, you make food, get wages that are definitely not going to keep the business afloat. And Louis
That's too
returns
much
to the meal
tomato.
once he learned how to make
I'm gonna
that
be
spinning
honest.
cuisine. Hooray! August 5th,
Hooray!
2011 is when Papa's Freezeria takes place. for
Okay,
the
I played
first
this
time
one.
in
Now we're
Papa's
all caught up. Now we got the lore.
history. Your character decides to
In the
find
Papa
a job instead of
MCU,
being a
we
victim
find
of
ourselves
peer
here,
pressure or
making
getting ownership.
ices.
Alberto or Penny apply for a job on a deserted island. Emmanuel,
Probably in
there's
a vicious lawsuit with the slushy company. But we got money from all of our other endeavors to see this through in court.
Scene reading promises stress-free work and has a solid population of 12.
Whoa.
But right.
You guys all
right
need
after
iced
you start your first
Italian
day,
ice, right?
Louis comes in with a cruise
Whatever the fuck it
ship
is.
named the SS Louis for what I would assume is for vacations or visiting, or this is something else. I don't really know. Everything else is the exact same. But
Perfect.
one more thing is added to the formula, which is decorations. On the bottom of the poster your character looks at, they fail to read that employees are expected to use their earned tips on decoration, which, by the way, these decorations are worth a lot. There's no
Why are these
way
pictures
Papa
so
Louis
bad quality? I guess it is
deliberately
2011
forcing his
in the
employees to
story.
only get paid in tips and then
What
buy
up, Springtrap Bonnie? How goes?
decorations.
I'm insane, unhinged,
that's
demented.
probably illegal. Like how did
You be the judge. Epic rap baby.
how did the next game is Papa's Pancakeria in March 5th of 2012. You play as
That's
Brutus
called a
and
diner.
another
It's
guy
not. There's no such thing as a pancakeria. It's a diner or a house of pancakes, internationally speaking. There's only two types of buildings.
got his name. Your pet jumps out of a car and goes missing. Oh no!
Huh?
Louis finds your dog and takes care of it until you pick it up.
You had a-
Here
what
he
the
pulls
fuck?
A worse version of what he
That is the
destroyed in
ugliest
pizzeria.
dog.
And he
Sorry.
Just goes, hey, your dog likes it here. Can you work for me for a little bit? Bye.
Bet. I bet.
June 13th, 2012. Chuck/Mandy win a free
Chuck!
trip to Starlight City. They
Guy
get dropped
Fieri
off
looking
next
ass
to a
my
giant
deadbeat
roulette
son.
wheel where he's just
Gambling.
watching.
Oh, stalking him. My deadbeat son.
You get a spin that may or may not have been rigged, but who cares? You just won Papa's Ringaria. But if Starlight City is far enough to warrant a free
Dog not
trip,
ugly? He was kind of
how would
ugly.
this make it remotely tolerable?
Do you want to be
for
friends?
you to
Hell
work
yeah,
there
I'd be.
if you
I
used a
freaking
free
thought we
trip
were
to
already,
get
but
to
I'm glad we could
Starlight
start
City.
today.
It's like living in Ohio and then winning a free trip to Seattle and then being told to work there. That's you can't do that.
Why not? That's just a great coincidence that you offered me a job.
Louis,
At
what
the most
is wrong
convenient
with you?
time.
It doesn't make sense. It's rigged for the start. From this point on, Louis doesn't end up giving away restaurants
pissed.
or anything. He just does some pretty nice things, and there's definitely a shift in his actions at this point. Most of these are just him
What?
hiring people that are in a
Sweet
bad
child, you are
situation, and
safe
he
now.
He's a little confused, but he's definitely got
Leave my face when I am Papa.
the spirit. November 19th, 2012. Taylor and Peggy love baseball
Peggy.
in Tastyville. Everyone loves baseball in Tastyville. They love pizza and baseball, like all flip variants. These silly billies fail to get a seasonal ticket and decide to work at Papa's hot dog area in order to watch the games for free. So everyone's shocked. They actually have to work
I don't know if there is a proper way to sell hot dogs.
and make the hot dogs while watching the baseball games. Otherwise, what's the point? June
Papa
5th,
Ice Cream Burger
2013.
Taco
It's Free
Ria.
Burger Day. Hey, wait a minute.
What?
June 13th, 2013. It's Free Burger Day. Life in Papa's Burgeria has massively improved for everyone. There are 2 whole employees now. That's double the staff that we saw in 2010. One of them even has a car. The restaurant is
Okay,
full of free
okay.
fellas on Burger Day. until a strange
Who's that
shadowy man
weirdo? You don't go to this school. I can tell by the fact that you're a freak and some sort of predator. You look like the Crime Stoppers logo, and I'm pretty sure he's supposed to represent the crime, which doesn't make that much sense.
Throws a warp coin. By the way,
what the fuck is that?
This is gonna be pretty important later on. They throw it into the.
He's also a Nazi.
Sarge and all of the evil.
I mean, a big Kanye West fan.
Oh no!
Or whatever.
The strange man is actually Radley Maddish. Who is he? I don't know. What does he want to do?
He is a radish. He's a mad scientist. He turned himself to a radish dude. Funniest shit I ever saw.
But he sure is bad.
He's pickle fucking Rick.
We gotta beat the Burgerzillas to save the day. Eventually, same thing as before.
Some of these games are platformers. I want to play those ones.
Everyone is saved, and the employees rescue Louis.
Or is that just part of it?
Prisoner at the moment, because I guess he was too strong in the first game. And then everyone moves on because there's no reason at all to be sad on Free Burger Day of all days. August 7th,
that is not a real day, but I wish it was, and I wouldn't be sad very much.
Approval to make a cupcake bakery in Frostfield, which is pretty dang far away from everyone else and everything else. Your stupid character drives into Roy's car, and Louis says, "Don't worry, you can pay it off by working for me." And he lets you
Jesus
work at
Christ,
the bakery
Lonnie
to pay it
Dos,
off.
what did I do?
And then you do. That's it. That's the entire. That's all of Cupcakeria. December 9th, 2013. Things get bananas. This game's plot is a love story following the elderly and the man of class, Eduardo, as he engages to Olga, Doan, and Utah. These names are awful. They get wedding invitations to Portalini, but they can't get.
These are AI-generated video games.
For a single weekend.
You cannot convince me otherwise.
Oh no! But wouldn't like every other character have this issue too? Like wouldn't everyone just fail to get hotel reservations? Eduardo, you doofus. Nobody's gonna be able to.
Does he have hotel businesses? I don't want to stay there,
so
dude.
You decide,
not with Papa.
In order to get to Portalini, you buy the employee.
Oh, we're making pastries or pasta? I can't tell by the
uniform and an
by the words.
Ticket from Burger Bird to Portalini with a date time of immediately, which is kind of uncool. 3 months later, when you hit
she
rank
looking
65,
fine. I mean,
the
what?
wedding actually happens, and Papa
Mazel tov. It's never too old to get married and renew our vows, Marty.
Owning at least 6 other ones and having a cruise ship, he is canonically a registered priest.
That's better than some other stuff you could get registered
14th,
as, like that Crime Stopper guy from the trench coat. He's definitely registered. Donateria! I think you should shorten this, really condense it, make it roll off the tongue better. Nutaria, what do you think?
Hey, yo!
Assuming your character is only doing this for the fast pass, they are a massive Dumbo.
Bro. The chops gotta go.
And totally deserve to watch the Sky Ninja get
shave that shit off.
Another year.
I can't take you serious as a donut maker.
Lou's empire. But eventually the Sky Ninja does work, which is cool. On March 4th, 2015, the Sundays attack. This
Papa Louie
the
3
SS Louie we saw back in Papa's Freezeria. The cruise is filled to the brim with people, with over a dozen guests, and they're all celebrating the Seaside Freezeria, which is like a Freezeria
nice
but
hat,
on
thank
a
you.
cruise ship. Radish guy does an evil and does the Hell Dimension thing and sends everyone to Munchmore.
Dude, the chops gotta go.
Cool.
Everybody in this game needs a haircut.
No win. He doesn't win.
As do
he's
I.
A bad guy, and bad guys don't win.
Bad guys are losers.
Their victory by running off the ship as fast as possible. The next game takes place on June 10th of 2015.
God, we're like 10 years into this story, dude. Holy moly.
If you are lactose intolerant, please cover your ears because I'm talking about Papa's Cheeseria in Toastwood.
That sounds awful. I'm listening.
And the Shakers are gonna perform on opening
This is
night.
definitely
right
in Wisconsin.
After checking in with Louis, all the equipment is stolen because of the situation. Scarlett and or Rudy have to work and earn money to get new equipment.
Why are you always in financial ruin? Maybe entrepreneurial is not the direction you should go in life.
Good job, Louis. That's pretty dang respectful. You understood the situation and you tried to help. After months of working, you reach rank 65. The cool
in Call
man
of Duty? Because I'm unemployed?
Arrest Guy Mortadello. But all the equipment is returned, and they have a concert at the grilled cheese restaurant. Hooray!
I would not attend.
March 14th, 2016. Cecilia, or Tim with 2 M's instead of 1, find a dream job working
I cannot stand him.
in their local
based on this alone.
Mall. Really,
Whiskeria?
Really shooting for the stars.
No
there.
way Papa
You
got
apply
a
and
real
get the
liquor
job.
license.
Woohoo! But the store is
He's probably
closed for
selling it to
weeks when you
minors.
arrive. Oh no! Then Louis skedaddles to your
Where are your legs? Sorry, I shouldn't ask people that, but you're a cartoon.
devastated character and offers you the chance to work at his bakery. In my opinion, that seems better than a dance studio.
Bakeria! You already finished the word!
At the ending of the game, this is probably the nicest thing Papa
It was
Louie
already
does.
done!
After 9 months of working, Papa Louie gives you a Christmas present. He buys the closed dance studio for your character. That's a pretty expensive and nice thing to do for an employee. So
Thanks,
I gotta
man.
give props to him for that. Even though he doesn't have knees. The next game on the timeline is Slider Scouts.
Kind of ableist. I would never make a comment like that myself.
Released in October 4th of 2016.
Get some knees.
It's a mobile game. December 13th,
Huh?
2016, it is officially
Wait,
been
that sounded
one
kind of
whole
important,
decade
but
since
it's gone.
the pizzas have attacked, and Louis opens a sushi place, which is literally on the opposite side of
That's
the
where the
pizzeria and
fishes
everything
taste
else,
good.
But that's okay. Matt or Clover win a trip to Sakura Bay.
That
When
looks like
Matt's
my
in a
uncle.
new restaurant just to get an early tour. Yes, you of all people.
Stick
go
your hand
across
in
the
here, you
country
got
to
a
get
job.
Sneak peek of that sushi fast food place from Papa Louie. But you, being the silly character you are, knock over
Me?
a lucky cat statue, and Louis decides it's no big deal. Nothing can go wrong. The next day, everything goes wrong.
Shit.
Nobody comes to the grand opening, and Louis blames it on the cat statue. Not because you're in a deserted area across the entire country, it's just because of you. So, as punishment,
was my bad.
Louis decides that you can work for him, and eventually he'll use those tips to buy a giant cat statue, which he does.
Which
He
you will
buys
break.
a giant golden cat statue, and a ton of customers show up, which is cool and awesome. A year and a half later, it's July 24th, 2018, and Carlo Romano and or Coily go to the big city to celebrate the fact that they all have weird names. They go to Onion Town, a town with that name because
That's not why they're there, dude.
At some point.
We're
You
looking
do
for
stuff. You go
jobs.
shopping, and you even take a picture next to Onion Jenny. Whoa! Tubular. But just like Pastaria, but
There's more
objectively
important
dumber,
things to
you
life
can't
than
find a
food.
hotel. A very kind hotel worker
And
offers
business.
you a room for rent. But then it's revealed
And
that this
crime.
kind gentleman is actually Guy
Whatever we're
Mortadello.
doing.
Oh
Onions.
no, he's back for vengeance. He's out of jail now and he steals your things. Oh great
Jail?
heavens, what are you to do now? Next day, July 25th, 2018. You wake up and you find out that your room was
I like... What is that?
actually the Scubaria under construction, and Louis employs you after realizing you
like
don't have any money to get home or
eggplants.
get your things.
Is
or
that what it
some
is?
sort of
What
third
else could that be?
Same old game, same old stuff, and eventually Guy Mortadello gets arrested. Again. Papa Louie hands you back
Off
all
to
the
jail.
things you were stolen, and even gets you a golden ice cream scoop. Large time gap, 2.5 years later. It's March 2nd of 2021.
Oh
Your
God, that's
character
almost
applies
tomorrow.
For a job and is hired at the Mocharia in New Pepperton. There's no twist this time. That's the.
Oh yeah, I'm on
entire
Twitch
thing.
now for the
But
funny. Hell
you
yeah.
have to work in a
Subvert
documentary
expectations.
that will premiere
Don't let
at
'em know
the
where you're
Sugarplex
at,
Film
except
Fest.
if you want.
That happens.
I don't know what I'm
and
saying.
you get awards. Customers are also being credited for being customers. Good job, Wally. And this
Whoa.
brings us to the most recent point in the timeline. It is February 22nd, 2022, which is actually 2/22/22, and it's on a
what does it
Tuesday.
mean?
This does not matter to
Going
the plot,
up?
just wanted to throw that out.
On a
Olivia
Tuesday.
and Wyland B are looking for a job at
That looks
Oilseed
badass.
Springs. They apply and get hired at Papa's Cluckeria.
Cluckeria?
And 3 weeks later, you get a notification
Hey,
that the
yo!
Cluckeria is
Hey,
competing
yo!
against other
Finally,
chicken places and
Papa opened a brothel. Spring lonniedos? I'd be afraid. Papa Louie! What up, Jonathan?
other unassorted
I was learning the
restaurants
lore.
nearby. Papa Louie
But
responds
apparently
by,
this is one of his more recent ventures where he lets other men cook for his wife.
abandoning you.
Or
That's
something.
right.
Or maybe
The
they
current
just make
most
chicken,
recent
I don't get it.
event in this series is a war arc. One by one, each enemy
What?
falls. Mortadello is back. Just
No
kidding.
wonder
He's
I
gone
don't
now
remember
because
any of this.
health
It's all
violations.
coming
He
back
was
to me
serving
now.
picketing. As Valentine's Day approaches, which would mean that we're currently in February of 2023, New Cube closes because investors like Cluckeria's slushies more.
New salad?
That's it. That's their entire thing. Summer of 2023, the Crumple sisters have a new recipe at the Crumple family chicken restaurant place, and it's actually the secret formula that was stolen from
Me
Papa
formula!
Louie. Papa Louie returns and the Crumple sisters are questioned for stealing Papa Louie's Krabby Patty secret formula.
That's
and
fucked
as a
up.
punishment, they are thrown into a maximum security prison with no chance of escape. The chicken sandwich wars are over, and Papa is victorious. But just
GG, well played.
The following day, it's revealed that the Crumple sisters used a warp coin from
You thought.
when the burgers.
What the hell is that, dude?
In 2013. At this point,
It's back!
That's, from what I can tell, everything that's gone on.
He had his
uses
discography under his bed in prison. I saw it.
I have no idea what all
I know
these
where his
customers
allegiances
do in their
lie.
free time besides eat food at unassorted restaurants across the country, and I have no idea how large the actual country is. Is it even a country? Is it an island? Is it the entire planet? I don't care.
It kind of sounds like you
I
care.
don't think you should care either. This is a silly cartoon series about cooking food. The characters don't even have knees. I want to see Roy be successful. I want to see redemption arc for Guy Mortadello.
I'd rather see them
Let's
knees.
see what the Crumple sisters are up to.
I
But
barely
maybe,
remember them.
Just maybe, we'll find out what all of these characters have in store in the next installment, or at least what I think the next installment will be, Papa Stir Fryeria.
Really?
Okay, but seriously, how did we
Nope.
afford the SS Louis?
I believed you. All right, dude, that was freaking lit. Very in-depth. I appreciate your service on this research, Mr. Chupo? I guess that's how you say it. Hell yeah.
6 hours later.
Oh, there's a sequel to that Papa video. Should I watch it? It's 19 more minutes. I guess I'm down. You're telling me there's more Papa to go around?
Hi everybody, I'm here in my thinking room enjoying
Freaking
this
Chupu,
lovely
dude.
time of year. And as
This
the
is
snow
Papa's
falls
Lore
and
Part
the year
2.
comes to a close, we can reflect on all the cool things that have happened. Like that one thing that happened at that one time at that one place.
What are these?
The last
He loves space chimps.
time
He's
I
got a
talked
lot
about
of
the Papa
copies of
series,
that, whatever
a lot
that
of
is.
people were interested.
I
So
mean, who
much, in
doesn't
fact,
like
that as a
monkeys in
little
space, I
holiday
guess?
treat, I wanted to go back and talk about the silly cooking games once again. Okay, so quick recap from the last video. In the world of the flipverse, Papa Louie is a renowned war hero and owner of over a dozen fast food franchises. Despite the size and distance between each restaurant, the same customers go between them every day. Louie shifted from tricking and abandoning people to run his silly restaurants, all
Okay.
while being paid in fairly low wages, to assisting those in need and punishing the sinful for their misdeeds. There's a lot more in between, which is why I'd recommend watching the original video after this so you get a little more context.
I watched them out of order. You gotta be shitting me. What up, Tokyo Demon Police?
Or not. You don't have to. I'm not your mom. Even after all this
This guy
rambling, I
actually
missed a
is
good
my
amount of
mom,
information.
so-
There's way more going on under the hood, under the other hood, when it comes to
Under
this
the clitoral hood here at Papa's Freezeria.
iconic
Papa's
children's cooking games here.
Pusserias.
First, I gotta correct some things. The flipverse is implied to be
I'm not
most,
sorry,
if not
okay?
all of the planet this series takes place on. It's confirmed to be a globe in Ivy's flip deck card. The flipverse being confirmed to be a planet itself could imply more issues with size, namely that the landmass has 3 unique time zones. But I'm also stupid because the planet
Same.
is just a very small Earth, because you can see Calypso Island on the map. This is Calypso Island. It's not that big, so we can assume that the entire planet isn't that big. Also, it's not even called the flipverse. That's the name of every game made by Flipline Studios. But this creates a new issue because when you look up the flipverse, it shows the planet of the Papa's games, but that doesn't make sense and it's confusing to give 2 separate locations the same name. So from now on,
Why is Grandpa so confusing?
I'm gonna call
Papa's
this planet the
Papa. Can't
flipverse,
just make
and
this
the
shit
universe as a
simple,
whole,
dude.
The super duper flipverse. So in the first part, my biggest priority was talking about how much of a doofus Louie is. I previously mentioned that you only get paid in tips. That is not true from Taco Mia onwards. Instead, you get a weekly paycheck of $100.
I'm glad
a
I
week,
watched this
$5
amendment.
being added every week. But this isn't just jolly swell terrific information to intake. You still have to purchase restaurant decorations, so you
What?
are gaining more money, but you also have to lose more. And even with this weekly pay, assuming that you work
This is highway
12-hour
robbery.
workdays, as could be implied, along with the
This is
currency being
un-American.
American dollars,
Which
you're
makes
only
me
making
mad.
$1.19 per hour. Now, you may be wondering, is this decision illegal? Yes.
No.
The minimum wage for America is around $7.50. So that means that Louie is violating the principles of the American economy, assuming money isn't
Louie,
worth
what
more
the-
in this universe. Overall, that's
I mean, I
still
always
uncool,
kind of knew
you
that
doofus.
this guy
Now
was a
that-
little sketchy. Sorry, not this guy, but
I repented for my previous
Papa
sins.
himself,
Let's go back
Mr.
and add more
Louis,
to the lore
is
of the
it
silly Flash game series about
money
cooking
fraud,
fast
money
food and
laundering?
discuss the repercussions
I said it
of
once
traveling
before,
between
I'll say it
multiple
again. At least half of these businesses have to be sketchy freaking money laundering schemes, dude. Papa's trapping out the back. He doesn't know how to make cappuccinos.
That last sentence was not a joke.
He wasn't even at some of these
This
places.
is about to get way worse. So, Papa Louie when Burgers attack and Papa Louie when Sundays attack both share a bonus stage called the
Why are they
X Zone,
attacking?
probably at least a decade before any of the Papa's games happened, so in like the 90s, and Louie was probably getting military training or something. This place existed in the middle of
As
the
was
super
I.
duper flipverse called the
Thank you
Kingdom
for
of
your
X.
service.
It thrived and prospered while also guarding all of the warp coins capable of traveling across
The
this
Kanye
multiverse
coins.
dimension thing until a big ol' silly asteroid with pink trails hit and I would assume kill a majority of the population, thus turning the Kingdom of X into what we now know as the X Zone. From this tragedy, what was once
Is this about Twitter? This is what happened with Twitter.com.
considered the core of the super duper flipverse would then be destroyed. Again, the population would probably die. However, there's a population of a small second alien species called the Zeppers with an X. And they
What
managed
the
to
fuck?
escape with a hot air balloon and escort the next Guardians of the Warp Coins, who are also implied to maybe be the Kingdom royalty and also their babies at this time, and they escape.
What is this, Kingdom Hearts, dude? What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, because the Kingdom
Where's
was
my
destroyed and
dad?
stuff and all the Warp Coins just kind
Why
of
does it
shot
shape
off
like
everywhere
that?
once place exploded. They all just went everywhere in the multiverse. And also, I forgot to mention that Santa exists in this universe and is also technically one of the most powerful and advanced characters in the series. Anyway, after escaping from the dangerous danger, the surviving Zeppers decide to transport the infant twins, Xandra and Zolo, both starting with the letter X, which, by the way, are literally the worst names in the series. Believe me, there was competition. They all land in the flipverse.
Olga is not as bad as X. Lonnie, what is going on? You're asking me? I'm trying to figure that out for my own self, you know?
Freezeria takes place, everybody. And this old lady named Edna finds the balloon
Okay,
in the backyard
okay.
along with the twins. Now,
Why is he
years
green?
after this event, the twins get these X-Wand things, which I'm sure do something, and I think they also did not do too well in that
Who dressed this? Anyway, it's fine.
actual flipverse.
The swag
For
is
one,
there.
They're ginger.
He's doing his
Secondly,
own thing.
They dress like that. I mean, look at those pants. And thirdly, Xandra joins a gang. Kinda. Most of the games
Gotta
have
do
a
what
type
you
of
gotta
customer
do.
called the closers. These people are picky with what they want, and they also have some crazy backstories. I want to talk about these two specifically, Alan and Robbie. In Pop's Pizzeria,
Hey,
these two
we
were
watched
literally
Robbie
just regular
earlier.
dudes, but between Pizzeria and Burgeria, they have genuinely awful times. Alan's family moves to Onion Town during the 3-year gap. As we know from Cupcake
I don't want
Korea,
to live in goddamn Onion Town with Shrek.
this town is prone
Too much
to
knowledge,
criminal
Lonnie.
activity.
For real,
Alan has a
dude.
miserable time.
I
and then
feel like I
moves
would have
back,
to watch
and now
these
he
like
looks
several times through each to actually sponge all of it up.
like this.
It goes
now,
through
he
too
works in
quick.
Papa's Mocharia.
And I'm
Robbie,
an
on the
idiot.
other hand, used to live in
And
an
I don't know
apartment
who these
complex
people are.
directly above Papa's Pizzeria. And while looking for a job, he found an opportunity on a shrimp boat. The shrimp boat then crashed.
Isn't this the
leaving
plot
him
of
stranded
Forrest
on
Gump?
an island for 3 years,
And Tom
changing
Hanks?
him forever and giving him horrible PTSD. Now, these two are very interesting because there are the very few examples of characters both aging and dying via the shrimp boat tragedy. The only other time I think something like this happens is in Olga's flip deck card, as in the back it's implied that she ages, and that's just an old photo of her. Speaking of which, her husband that she marries at the end of Papa's Pastaria is also kind of important.
Not the Papa
only is
Louis
he a
Lord.
master of the bongos,
Dude, it goes
not only
deep.
did his first wife die, meaning that
This lore goes deeper than I thought.
he was really the only one in the fast food market, and so
We make lore that goes so deep you can't even understand it.
Mortadello's meat pie.
Hey, all right, it's Nate Nuker, Lore Radio. Hey, how you feeling out there? How's your drive time commute? I need some lore
Believes
right
all
now.
but one of
What's
his
the
meat
lore?
pie restaurants
It's
hosted
Lore
it.
Seeker. You can't even comprehend it.
Where's the lore? I'm looking for the lore.
Because if Papa's grilled cheese place succeeds, Mortadella, if only there is at
Like
least
Spider-Man
one superhero in the flipverse,
or Baby
this Batman
Goyard.
equivalent called Ninjoy sure stops crime. Starting from Freezeria, and at least 3 more years, she acted like a defender of the planet and stopped the evil Dynamo, a villain who is also a customer, who is also by all means a domestic terrorist due to possessing and attempting to utilize explosives on multiple occasions.
We'd like you to come with us, Mr. Dynamo. Is it?
Very cool. To this day, we actually don't know who Ninjoy
It is kind of
nor
badass.
anything relating to her identity. However, years later,
Just kidding.
the impossible would happen. In November 13th, 2014, something unbelievable happens in Papa's Pizzeria.
This when 9/11 happened. God,
Roy,
never forget.
the iconic nephew of Louis, who has been working in the restaurant alone for over 7 years, finally gets a new employee. Joy also starts to work at the pizzeria. Now, how much does all of this matter? Honestly, it just proves that this is more of a society capable of doing things outside of buying food at Papa's restaurants or just watching baseball games. Again, we already know that there's places outside of the flipverse that exist. The main alternate dimension,
like the USA,
in the series, the iconic hell dimension of Munchmore, is filled with plenty of silly characters and locations that sure do exist, such as the evil forces that are led by the iconic evil madman Bradley Madish. Born and raised in BBQ Bog, Bradley discovered a way to travel between dimensions when he gained access to a warp coin that landed at his house after the Kingdom of X was destroyed. And he celebrated
Kingdom of Twitter.com.
by trying to
I'm not calling it X. I'm sorry, man. It's not happening. Not for you, not for Turnip Town, and not for Elon Man.
Which is why all the Papa Louie games exist and why Louie's able to rise.
Dude will do anything but tell me where my dad went.
The power in
what
the
up,
first
front runners?
My headcanon is that he wants to liberate all the foods being eaten in alternate dimensions, since it's never really established what his motive is unless it's deliberately mentioned in the future. Because he's a super genius, he's also able to create living food, high-tech food weapons, and has a few evil goons of his own. The main antagonist of Papa Louie when pizzas attack, Sarge, is one of these two. In Papa Louie when pizzas attack, he lost.
Lost his
in
goddamn
Papa Louie, when
marbles.
burgers attack, he lost again.
Well.
And in Papa Louie when Sundays attack, he got fired. He was immediately replaced by Luau LaPunch. He doesn't do anything and might be food racist. No, that's not a joke. It's confirmed he hates the people of Neapolitan. And in response, the people of Neapolitan hate him as well. Neapolitan is currently the only town of not evil food that we know of. The Scooparians are ice cream people who are basically just humans but ice cream. Like, they have a school system and high school football. There's a whole unique economic system. As a matter of fact, there's just a whole food ecosystem in Munchmore. Like, imagine Cloudy with a chance of meatballs too, but like only sort of, kind of, maybe, like a little bit, not particularly too much. In fact, one of the species called the Brussels actually makes its way into the flipverse for some reason that isn't really explained. I would assume they just went through the portals at some point, but yeah, it's cool. But besides that, there's also the Crumple Sisters. These two are characters who were prominent in Cluckeria, were arrested, and escaped using a warp.
They fucked my wife!
Coin. There's also some concept art of some demon creatures who look extremely
Get away from my wife.
Extremely, honestly, give or take, they could be completely different characters. I don't know. Implying that maybe that these two could be possibly working for Radley, and their entire purpose in Cluckeria was to prove that Papa Louie
better,
could
Lonnie
fail,
Uno or
leading
Lonnie
to a
Dos?
potential apocalypse on this planet, as we know that the funny chef guy who basically rules the world and is literally the backbone of this planet could fail, meaning that it would be the perfect opportunity for Radley to come and take it over. But wait! There's more.
Oh my God.
People in the flipverse have been researching traveling across the planets. This guy named Professor Fitz from Starlight City, which is where Wingeria takes place, works at the
I just want some food, man.
Discovered to travel between dimensions for the people of the
I don't want all the
they
drama.
Decide to hire this random girl named Ripley to explore Munchmore.
I don't believe
and she eventually
this.
befriends a little
Sorry, Ripley.
Named Sprout.
I just find this kind of fishy coming from you.
So after Radley captures and tries to take over the flipverse a few times, a few customers sure do react. Some of the flipvarians decide that
they just like me for real.
Who attempted a planet-wide genocide. Hey there. Some flipvarians thought
did
that
he say he said
so
what now? He said the G word. What now?
Cool that they dress up like them and decide they want to be regarded as their fans. Like, this one changed its legal name to Sarge D Fan, and this one changed its legal name to Lapete, and this one was already named Rattlin. That one's just a coincidence. But I have to stop for a moment to apologize. After all this newfound information, after all of this happens in this wacky world, I have been saving the most important piece of lore for last. As said before,
I've been
when
seeking
Burgers
it.
Attack and when Sundays Attack have secret stages in the X Zone, meaning that major events such as all the Papa Louie games and everything
Papa, can you put some clothes on? What the hell, dog?
Because of this location in 2 games that are currently unplayable unless you have a Flash player. But in this place, there are doors. But these doors are no ordinary doors. Behind them are places that you can travel through with the warp coins or just walking through them, like doors.
Too much
These
lore.
doors lead to
debatably too much lore, but I appreciate the effort of compiling it. I'm sure this freaking...
Every single game.
I don't know if I would have had
Flipline
the motivation just due to the fact that it's so nonsensical.
Papa's series. So now I need to talk about every single game that takes place in every single alternate dimension in every single super duper flipverse.
We're zooming out, boys. It's a metaphor. What can I say?
Lore.
We're not even in Papa anymore. Alright, we've diverted from the Papa's path, I think, for the rest of the video, but freaking dude, shout out to this guy for compiling all the Papa lore. I'll leave the rest for... Watch his video if you want the full thing, you know? Swag. That was pretty interesting. If not... way too deep for a Papa's cooking franchise, but I mean, he had some splaining to do, I feel like. That Papa, I'm watching him. He's 6 years old in July 2010. It's actually called, twitter.com. I can't even lie to you. Can't even lie to you by reading what you said, because it's such a not true sentiment. Change it back, man. Come on. If you're watching this on the YouTube side of things, can you smash that MF like button, hypothetically speaking, if it is tangible? It helps me out a lot. I always appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new. Peace out.